Creativity is the energy and force behind civilization and everything around us in the material world. That quote is by me, and I am feeling so excited and inspired as I am not quite finishing up, but starting to do the laborious work of my next book. And this has been such an exciting process, and I've been so eager to share with you some of the things that I've been writing about. So in this episode, I want to tell you a little bit about creativity. So let's get into this. Let's get this started. First, I want to wish you a very happy 2026 and know that I am wishing for peace for all of us in our hands, in our homes, and in our nations, that we are able to focus on peace and move towards a more peaceful existence. I want to share some of the things that I've been working on in terms of writing. I had a wonderful break over the new year, and I love the process of getting organized, setting my intentions for the year, and writing down what I'm most excited about and all the things that I'm grateful for that feel like wins and successes from the previous year. I want to share this quote with you. It's by Botton and Armstrong, and it's from a book called Art as Therapy. And I've used it for a long time as a textbook for our doctoral students. It's not at all a textbook. It's something you can pick up and have a look at and I think really enjoy. You can find it on the School of Life website. They say, there is a widespread agreement that art is very important, but it can be remarkably hard to say quite why. If you've ever struggled to understand your own creative process or the process of others, this is a wonderful book to use art. This is about looking at art to inspire you and spark your creative imagination. When I talk about creativity, I'm talking about the intellectual brain aspects that allow someone to think in creative ways, to put disparate things together. And I'm also talking about the creativity that is making something new, making something with your hands, paint, clay, sculpture, etc. So let's dive into what I've been so eager to share with you. As I mentioned earlier, creativity is the energy and force behind civilization and everything around us. The chair you are sitting in was once an idea in someone's mind. The electronics in your home or in your pocket were created. Certainly ideas like democracy, equality, fairness arose from creative thinking. I think about the Golden Gate Bridge, the Great Wall of China, the pyramids, the Eiffel Tower. All of these represent major feats of engineering and creative design. And there are innumerable smaller creations all around us in our homes, our schools, our offices. Think of painting, poetry, fashion, architecture, music, film, design. These represent creative and artistic forces in our life. You created the outfit you're wearing. And it is unnecessary for us to be fantastic artists to benefit from engaging with the creative process. You arranged the furniture in your home. You selected the things and how you arrange them. Creative thinking and new ideas slowly and sometimes rapidly shape and evolve the world. Creative thinking allows us to make our lives easier. It lets us communicate, understand other people, and to understand ourselves more deeply. In fact, creativity lets us heal emotionally and helps us feel better. The act of making is transformative. That very human experience of creating new thoughts, integrating disparate ideas, is enhanced with visual stimuli. Creativity is defined in lots of ways. I'm going to use a quote from 1993 by Franken. And Franken says, creativity is defined as the tendency to generate or recognize ideas, alternatives, or possibilities that may be useful in solving problems, communicating with others, and entertaining ourselves and others. I think about music of Beyonce or paintings of Frida Kahlo or the poetic words of Mary Oliver. We seek out these creative words and movements and sounds and visuals. Somehow we have evolved to think that art is for great artists, but not for the rest of us. Most people I know perceive themselves to be observers of art, and I think many people don't even see themselves in relationship with art. And we teach children the importance of art socially, and they go to school and they learn all about art. They make art. They make art as part of history class, as part of science class. And then around 12, it typically becomes optional in schools. And that's when kids generally stop developing artistically. And I think that parents worry their children will continue making art and equating this with financial destitution in adulthood if they become artists. However, nothing could be farther from the truth. Making art and continuing to make art provide this emotional adjustment, nervous system regulation, personal insight, and excellent ideas for relationship, for pleasure, and for business, of course. Making art enhances our ways of knowing. Pat Allen wrote an amazing book, Art is a Way of Knowing. Art points us towards self-knowledge, helps us create a coherent story of our lives and make sense of our existence, our struggles, and our traumas. Do you remember making art during childhood? Here's a few ideas that might spark your memory. Paint by numbers, sidewalk chalk, etch-a-sketch, making mud pies, arranging your dolls or action figures, playing with your food, arranging your toys or rocks, drawing, finger painting, coloring books, scribbling, playing dress-up, making collages from old magazines, knitting, crochet, sewing, dancing, making music, or making noise. Remember how fun these were? Play is often thought about as the work of childhood. It is the task of children to learn how to play and create. As social scientists consider art an essential component in advancing societies. Ellen Dias-Anayake writes extensively about the function of art in cultural advancement, social structures, in interpersonal relationships. Now, I don't want you to have these grand ideas about art being only for these lofty purposes, such as advancing civilization, to daunt you. We also understand that art is available and for all of us. 0 art degrees required. Making art can give you so much clarity, can help you make decisions, understand your desires, and generate new ways of resolving challenges that you might be facing. Need some insight? Try art. Want clarity? Make art. Want to change your mood and feel better fast? Again, art. Let me know what you think. I would love for you to be a co-editor and let me know if what I just read to you inspired you to make some art and consider more carefully how art and creativity and design influences every single aspect of your life. If your eyes are open, you are looking at objects of creativity. Now that you know, what will you create? You can find me on Instagram at Dr. Amy Bacos. I would love to hear from you. You can also message me in the show notes. There's a link to send me an email. If you are thinking about the Paris retreat, now is the time. I have a special bonus discount for podcast listeners. So shoot me a message. Let me know you heard about this on the podcast, and I will message you back with this special discount. We will be there the first full week in July, and I find July in Paris to be wonderful. The weather has always been good when I've been there in the summer, and July is full of their sales. And their sales are not like the ones in the United States. They are incredible. I would love to have a conversation with you about Paris and the possibility of you joining Aurora Davoli and me this summer for an incredible, transformative art therapy experience. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I look forward to speaking with you in the next episode.